Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Come on in, come on in. If you are with me on Facebook, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and let me allow it to let me see your name on my StreamYard screen. But otherwise, if you're with me on Instagram, if you're with me on YouTube, let me know. Say hey. If you're with me on replay, let me know that too. Hashtag replay. This is Love Coach Dasha, and we are traveling the healing path tonight. We are here for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you don't know who I am a love coach, and what I do is I help women who are trying to stay and reconcile after infidelity. You have been cheated on. You have been cheated on by somebody that you love and care for very, very much, but that typical advice of, girl, leave them. Kick them to the curb. You can't trust them anymore. All of that doesn't really resound with you. This is the person that you love. This is the person that you want to be with. And you don't want to leave. You're trying to stay. And I am here to tell you that you absolutely can stay. And I am here to show you exactly how with my dreams formula. So I hope everybody's seeing me. Let me know if you can see me okay. If everything's going well, let me pull myself up on the screen so I can see me too on Facebook. Got it on Instagram. And I always want to talk to you. I am Love Coach Dasha everywhere. I'm Love Coach Dasha on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, here on Facebook. So if you do need to talk to me, you need to let me know something that's going on with you. You are trying very hard to stay in this relationship. Let me know. I've got ways to help you, okay? All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. So come on in. Come join me for the Healing Hour Live here. Let me know that you're with me. Let me know that you're here. Give me likes. Give me love. Let me know that you are around and you are here for the live. Let me know. Hey, Just the Nails. Hey, girl. Hey, I see you over there on Instagram. How you doing, girl? Woo, the party's coming up. I'm excited. I'm green. I'm working on my outfit right now. All right, let's see. All right, I can see everything, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so the very first thing I want you to know, hey, boo, how you doing? I see you over there. Thanks for coming and checking me out on the live. All right, let me see here. Okay, what we are doing, first of all, I'm going to let y'all know the big news. First of all, I'm open up my calendar again, okay? I am going to let you all in on my calendar so you can get in and do a free session with me, a free Zoom call, free 45-minute after infidelity call. We are going to sit down. You tell me about what's going on. We're going to come up with some plans for things that you can do, okay? I am opening that back up before I do my next challenge. I want to talk to a few people before I do my next challenge. So I'm going to post that in the comments right now. All right. So you can get in for a call with me. If you want to talk to me, if you may want to work with me, go ahead and click on that link and get on my calendar. Hey, Angela, how you doing? Okay. I don't know. All right. Which one is your first name? Zondo, which one is your first name, and how do I say it? Make sure that I'm saying it right. I don't want to say your name wrong. All right. I'm Dasha. It's Dasha, but everybody has a different way of saying it. But it's just like Tasha, but with a D. If you haven't met me yet, I am Love Coach Dasha, and that is my name. All right. Let's see. We are talking about getting on the healing path after infidelity today. You have been hurt. You have been traumatized by the person that you love. D. All right. Gotcha. D. I'm with you. But you are still trying to be with them. You love them. You want to be together. I have some tips and some tricks for you to be able to do that. And I want to talk to you about them tonight. All right. traveling down the healing path today. So the first thing that you need to know before anything else is that in 2 days, the moon will be full. I mentioned that to you because people think that the moon doesn't affect you, and it really does, okay? In these like 3 days leading up to that full moon, people get a little tense, people get a little testy, people get a little sensitive. If you're feeling like that, you are not alone. You are not the only one, okay? Plenty of people, all the people that I have, a lot of people that I work with, and been talking to people, it's been bubbling up over this last day or so. So just so you know, that is a common thing to have happen. People get a little anxious, a little bit on edge before the full moon. You might get sleepy before the full moon. I am one of those people. I get super sleepy for these 3 days. I want to sleep all the time. But it's not uncommon to feel a little bit on edge. I'm going to make a post in the Facebook group in a little while, just to remind everybody the full moon is coming. Okay, don't let it get you. Okay, don't let it get you down. All right, Jerome Jackson over there, I see you. Hey there on Instagram, how you doing? All right, so whether you're here now or whether you're on a replay, let me know you're here. I'm excited to be with you today. It's our second session in my new home office. It is not an office yet. I got my stuff set up over here and you can't see the rest of the room, but I'm working on it. I got to go work on getting my desk tomorrow. So, hopefully by next week it'll be set up and it'll be pretty and I can show you the whole room. Right? All right, let's see. Now, talked about the full moon, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our normal. Oh, wait. One other thing that I wanted to talk to you about in the Facebook group. My Love After Cheating Facebook group is specifically for women who are trying to stay after infidelity. Now, this group is growing by leaps and bounds. Every week, it's at least 100 new members that are coming in. There are people flooding in. So I wanted to just make sure that I said out loud during one of the lives, as people are starting to come in, we are here to stay. That's what we're doing. There was somebody who posted something that said, oh, well, it's okay to leave. I'm not saying that it's not okay to leave. I'm not saying that at all. It's perfectly fine for you to leave. You have that choice. But the women in this group, the believers, the ones that still believe in their love and still believe in their relationship, they want to stay. So if you are new to the group and you didn't quite know exactly what's going on here, there is a video in the pin section that explains what we do, what we're trying to accomplish here, and the fact that saying stuff like, oh, well, it'll never be any better and he'll just always do the same thing to you. That's not helpful for people who are trying to stay and who are already dealing with those same fears in their own heads. You don't have to repeat that type of stuff to them. You don't have to say to another woman, oh, well, you should get out of this situation. She can very easily get out of the situation if that's what she chose. But she's here trying to work it out. All right? Just so you all know. And make sure if you're new, go ahead and check out that video in the pin section, all right? All right, so we're going to get started with our normal today. Now, we do the normal stuff every day or every week because it's very simple things to start to help you with trauma, okay? Very basic principles, but people forget about the basics as they are trying to navigate this pain, this frustration, this stress of this trauma. So I always remind you of the basics. I always tell you about the things that you can do right this second that are going to help you, that are all you, that don't have to do with anybody else. You don't have to wait for anybody. You don't have to ask for this for anybody. All you have to do is go ahead and do it yourself. All right. So the very first thing is to do your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Join me and let me know if you have been doing your deep breathing. And if you haven't, you're doing yourself a disservice. Stress from anxiety comes from the stress and the anxiety from this trauma comes in a physical form. Okay, this is not all just in your head. All right, just because it is a painful thing that happened to your emotions does not mean your body is not involved in it. All right, the reason I tell you all to deep breathe, and I repeat that every single solitary time we get together, is because that fight or flight response that is the result of trauma can be helped by deep breathing, okay? It's a mental and a physical thing. When you are in that fight or flight state, your body is shifting your blood flow around in your body, trying to make you ready to fight or ready to run, all right? That's why you sip air instead of fully breathing and expanding your chest, because your body's trying to get it in fast and make that blood flow move around. So if you take over and stop that fast breathing from happening, you say, no, brain, I am still in control here. I do not need a fight or flight response right now. I am safe. And start doing your deep breathing. You will convince your brain that you are safe, and you will calm down. It will not keep sending adrenaline into your system if you are doing your deep breathing. Okay. So it works on a physical level and on a mental level. Oxygen is good for everything, all right, physically. And then mentally, it helps bring that oxygen to your brain so you can think more clearly. Your brain is an organ just like everything else in your body. It needs oxygen to work. So if you are breathing in that shallow way, that blood is not going up to your brain. It's going to your arms and legs because it wants you to fight or run. It's not requiring thinking. All right. So what we need to do is take back over that breathing, slow, deep breaths, pulling in lots of oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide, getting that oxygen up to our brain so that we can think, that we are not just animals blindly reacting to pain. We are thoughtful human beings, creatures who can use logic and get ourselves out of situations where we feel like we are in danger. All right. So come with me and do your deep breathing, okay? Mama Khan, Carrie Ann, I see you over there on Instagram. Hey, how y'all doing? Glad you're here. All right, so we're going to do our deep breathing. We're going to do 3 times together, but I want you to be doing 5 times a day, okay? Make that a practice. Make a promise to yourself right now. Give me likes. Give me hearts, whatever it is that you want to give me right now. Let me know that you're going to make it a practice to do your deep breathing 5 times a day. Hey, Mama Khan, I see you over there. All right, 5 times a day. Give me some likes. Let me know. All right, before we do our deep breathing, give me some feedback. Lie to me. Doggone it, lie to me. You need to. Just tell me that you are working on doing your deep breathing 5 times a day, all right? Oh, people are messaging me. They don't see me. Do you see me? Y'all see me, right? Hold on. Let me see. Okay, that's popping up. I'm not sure. I don't know. All right. Well, that's okay. I think people are still seeing me. I don't know what happened with that. All right, I'll figure that out in a little bit. I'm not sure why she didn't see the link. What's going on with that? I don't know. All right, anyway, we're gonna do our deep breathing together. Yeah, because people are showing up. I see people. Y'all see me, right? Okay, all right. I don't know. Oh Lord, now I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. All right, we're gonna. Okay, yeah, you see me too. I don't know why people are not. Okay, we'll figure it out. But anyway, all right, we're gonna. Okay, yeah, you see me over here on Instagram. Okay, I don't know. We will find out. Yeah, I'm seeing everything. All right, it's checking out for me. So on my end, it looks good. Anyway, we're gonna do our deep breathing 5 times a day. Let me give me like some love. We're doing that, okay? All right. Okay, yeah, y'all. Do you see me too? Okay. All right. I'm just checking. All right. So we're gonna do our deep breathing. What we need to do with our deep breathing, we are going to blow out first. Blow out, fully exhaling, letting all that oxygen out of our lungs, or it's actually carbon dioxide sitting in your lungs. You're going to inhale through your nose, if you can. Allergies are acting up here, but breathe in for a count of 4. Hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out birthday candles for a count of 8. Okay, there we go, Alice. You got it. All right, good. All right, so blow out, in for 4, hold for 7, blow out like you're blowing out birthday candles for a count of 8. Make the noise, make that whooshing sound, okay? All right, ready? Blow out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How do you feel when you do your deep breathing? How you feeling about that? I see you over there. Hey, Soul Food RVA. Hi there. Glad you're here. All right. How do you feel when you're doing your deep breathing? It should feel pretty good. It should feel like you're getting some oxygen to your brain. You're suddenly a little clearer. You might get a little sleepy because, if you haven't been breathing deeply and all of a sudden you give yourself oxygen, your body's like, oh, yes, finally I can relax. Okay. So it may make you a little sleepy, may make you more alert, may make you feel all sorts of things, but they're usually good things. Okay. So do your deep breathing. That is a trigger to your brain that you are all right, that everything is going well, you are safe. Yes, this trauma did happen to you, but it happened in the past. And at this current time, you are safe and you are with the person that you love and you want to be with. All right? All right. Next thing, something that you can do on your own that will help you feel better is do your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? Have you? I know some people forget. It's easy to forget the journaling and the deep breathing because they're just so simple. Just writing down your feelings. That's so simple. It's like, oh, well, I'm already experiencing my feelings. I'm feeling my feelings. Yes, you are. But it helps. There is something about putting that pen in your hand and putting it to paper that tells your brain, I can release this now. She has written it down. It is in the permanent record. It is out here in the world. I don't have to keep thinking about this same thing anymore. Hey, Cosmo Felicia, I see you over there. Hey, girl. So do your journaling. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, okay? Not a whole book, okay? I'm not asking you to write a novel here. That is unnecessary. All I'm asking you for is some emotional time with yourself, a little bit of self-care to let yourself have a little bit of time to think about your feelings, to write them down, to think about your triggers, think about things that are going on in your life right now, your plans. Just 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. It's a little bit of self-care. You can do a little bit of self-care. I know you can, all right? So just that little bit a day. A few things that you need to know about your journal. You need to do your date, your time, and your level of anxiety. The date and time, because you will forget stuff. You're not as good with your memory as you think you are in trauma, okay? Your memory feels like super crystal clear, but it's not, all right? So if you write down dates and times, you will have clear frames of reference for things, and you'll be able to look into your journal and tell patterns. If you go back over your journal for last week and you're like, every single day at 8:24 p.m., I am feeling some kind of way, you can figure out, okay, well, what is causing that? It's maybe a couple of hours before you started to get triggered and you really start to feel it about 8:20. What happened in those hours previous? What was going on? What triggers you? And then you can find your triggers easier. You know what they are because you are starting to write them down, all right? It's excellent for you. It is excellent for trauma. It's excellent for exercising it, for getting out of yourself, all right? Your level of anxiety is 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. You are wonderful. All is right with the world, okay? And if you are at a 0, write that down, okay? You are going to want to remember those times when you are feeling like no anxiety, you are feeling good. You want to know that those times do exist, all right? But then there is a 10. A 10 is a complete loss of control, okay? Chances are you won't be sitting down and writing in your journal at a 10 because you will want to rip your hair out, tear your clothes off, run screaming down the street naked, okay? You are not going to be in control of yourself. So if you're at a 10, you are probably not sitting at your desk with your book open, with your pen in your hand, writing stuff down. You're probably not there. So, rethink that. If you were like, I'm a 10, be like, well, wait a minute. I got control over myself. I'm not running screaming down the street naked. So maybe not a 10, maybe a 9. All right. So you will have that frame of reference. You can put a fence around those feelings. 0 to 10, that's as big as they can get, is a 10. That's as big as these feelings can get on you. They cannot overwhelm you. They cannot crush you if you are containing them from 0 to 10. All right? Oh, my nose is itching. My allergies are acting crazy. All right, Christina, you said I just started, but yes, I've been writing it down. Excellent. Good job, Christina. You got to work on that. Just a couple of minutes. I'm not asking for a lot, not asking for a novel. Just about 5 minutes in the morning, 5 in the evening. Give yourself that little bit of self-care time every single day, and it will make a difference. Another thing that we can do is be grateful. What is going on with the gratitude today? Because there's nothing on Thirsty Thursday. So you all let me know. Post in the comments. Let me know about the Thirsty Thursday for you. What is good going on in your life today? I like to do Thirsty Thursday because when you're going through trauma, you think that everything is bad. Your brain is rewiring itself to look for just the negative, and it will keep on telling you nothing good ever happens to you, but that's not true. The way to fight back against negative thoughts is gratitude. So if you're constantly thinking about good things that are going on in your life and giving yourself that thankfulness for those things, then you are going to start fighting back against those negative thoughts. They can't beat you if you are being grateful on a regular basis. So you all let me know if you got anything for Thirsty Thursday. Let me know. Actually it happened last week, but I just realized it today. I got down to 1 day a week in physical therapy. I was doing 3 days a week, and I have gotten strong enough. And they were like, I think you're at the point where you can come down to 1 day a week. So I'm like, yay, I'm getting better. My back and stuff were messed up from that car accident, and I'm getting better. Like, I'm getting to the point where my back is way, way better than it was, and my shoulder is like, it still gives me some trouble, but it's way better than it was, the level of pain that I was in like 6 months ago. So 6 months work, put the work in, and it gets results. It's like everything else. If you put the work in, it's going to get the results. So I'm happy. Thank you so much for the likes about that, little hearts and stuff for that. I appreciate that. I am glad that I'm feeling better than I was back then. The concussion, it was horrible. It was too much. All right, let's see. All right, I don't see anybody so far giving me any good stuff, but let me know. All right. Okay, Felicia, you said, you ever had a friend or family member you talk to often that you're talking about she messing with other women's men, and you think about your trauma and get upset? I feel that way. Oh yeah, girl, that's what I'm saying. If I do ever have a friend and I'm like, look, you're trying to mess around with a married dude, you're worth more than that. All right, you're worth more than being somebody's side chick. Okay, if you are looking for trying to break up a marriage, trying to be in like the third person in somebody's marriage, that's a self-esteem thing. I don't want you to feel like that about yourself. I need you to work on your own issues instead of trying to chase behind this man who obviously don't want you because he got a wife. Okay, so I have said that to friends, and I've lost friends. I have lost friends for speaking up about that, but I'm like, you shouldn't want to settle for that for yourself. And what is going on for you that you really feel like that's okay? Like, that's what you do with your life, is go off and mess with married men. Like, what's the point? you're wasting a whole bunch of time. You're wasting your own time. You're out here interfering with somebody else's marriage. Like, why do that? So, I come at it from that perspective, but I am quick to cut people off. Okay. Like, I got a lot of patience. Like, I talk to you all a lot about the patience and the compassion and understanding for this one person. Okay. But that's the one person in my life who gets that from me. Okay, he's the only one. I ain't got this level of patience with everybody else. I ain't got it. I don't have it. All right. It looks good just for him, but anybody else, I can cut you loose. Okay. Like, oh, okay, well, you want to have a life like that? All right, feel free. I will move on with mine. So, sometimes you got to realize that you got to cut people off. If they're not doing healthy things, if they're being toxic, then you're going to end up getting toxic sludge all over you. That's just how it goes. Whoever you're associating with is going to get on you. So, I'm quick to let people go. All right. All right. Let's see, Mama Khan. You're still married. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You got it. All right. Let's see. Felicia said, it makes me think about the woman he dealt with, and I get nervous if he's dealing with someone that pursues him and put the pressure on him to have sex. My associate pursues men and the men be on it. Well, yeah, that's not even like hard. Like, yeah, they'll say yes to sex. Yeah, that's not even difficult. She's not on like a difficult level doing that. She's just out here trying to feel good about herself by having sex with men. That's what that is. So that's not... Poor baby. I feel for her, but tell her, don't do that to yourself. Don't lower yourself and make yourself feel like you have to just be the side chick. And there's plenty of single dudes out here that you can be sleeping with if you just want to feel better about yourself. It doesn't have to be, I got to take this man from somebody else. So I said that to her. She was just like, she just wants them physically, and it's upsetting. Yeah. And some people you just can't keep dealing with like that. If that is how she's going about her life, like, you don't need that in your life. I understand having friends. I get that. But, like I said, I don't have a lot of patience for the nonsense for anybody else. Like, he gets all of my patience. Right? So anybody else, I see you doing that and it's upsetting to me. And I'm just like, I'm wondering what's going on with you. And you're not hearing me. You don't want to say, okay, well, yeah, I do maybe need to work on my own self-esteem. You don't even want to do that. All right, well, go ahead, live your life. Feel free. But I'm not going to sit here and be all wrapped up in your mess. I can't do it. It's too messy. Can't do it. All right, let's see. Christina, he said, I'm grateful for my true friends and my family. Yes, absolutely. Did you tell any of your friends and family? I hope I didn't tell them, but it's good to have them be around and be supportive of you anyway. But I'm big against not telling anybody if you can possibly help it. If you can tell just as few people as possible, it is much, much better than telling like the whole family. People tend to feel like once you tell them that their opinions are welcome and that they should be telling you what to do about the situation because you told them. So just watch out for that. Just make sure that you're not allowing them to do that and allowing them to influence what you're doing as far as your relationship. All right. But I'm glad you got good friends. I'm glad you got good friends and family around you. You need that. You need that good support. You need people who are going to support you no matter what. This is one of those, I need you to support me no matter what situations, All right. And the last thing that you can do on your own is, instead of asking all those god-awful questions that make you feel bad, you can try this. This is the Healing Edition. Very good questions from theskindeep.com. Your brain after trauma wants to collect information. It says that something bad happened, and in order for me to prevent something bad from happening again, what I need to do is have all the information that I can. All right. It's telling you that, and it's telling you, well, I can only heal if that's the case. So instead of using that questioning mechanism for bad things, for talking about what happened and how he was feeling when he did this and what was going on when you betrayed me, like, instead of asking questions that are probably going to hurt your own feelings and are going to make him feel bad, let's ask some questions that will be more connecting, things that will give us a little bit more intimacy than doing all that. All right. Give yourself some information, but make it be good, positive information that will show you something good about the person that you're with. So I am going to give you a few of these questions. You said that's a fact, Dasha. Felicia said, this person is his sister I'm talking about. Should I express my concerns to my boyfriend about this? What does he have to do with it? He didn't have anything to do with it. He didn't have anything to do with who she's sleeping with. No need to bring him into it. What's he supposed to do? He's not going to want to talk about his sister's sex life. No, let's not even get all into that. I said I don't have the support from her. I cannot wait to move and meet new people because the folks where I'm from, we just not connecting too great. But so far, she lives across the street and talk every day. Yeah, that's the thing. You got people that are close and they're your friends kind of by default. But yeah, when you start moving and getting out into the world and start picking your people, it is much better. Okay, it is a much better situation to be able to pick who you want to be in your life. All right. All right, let's see. Give you a couple of these questions. Hey, Lori, glad you're here. Christina, he said he confessed to his family. I couldn't because exactly, I do not want the persuasion. Yeah, it's hard when they all know because then everybody feels like they have an opinion and they want to share that opinion with you. And I'm like, okay, great that you have an opinion, but I don't really need it. Thanks so much. All right. All right, let's see. A couple questions that you can ask instead of those destructive questions that your brain wants to ask. What do you think is my greatest achievement thus far? Do you think you have any great achievements? Do you think you do? If you do, tell me about them for Thirsty Thursday. All right, let's see. That's a good question, friend. And didn't ask about you or you to ask about him. Said, what do you think I am learning through our relationship? That's an interesting question, right? What do you think I am learning through our relationship? I know I learned a lot of patience. I know I did that. I remember when I first met my husband, I didn't want my mother to meet him yet. I was all in love, but I was like, she's going to break the spell. I know she is. And she came over to my house and she said to my husband, just my boyfriend at the time, she said to him, well, Dasha's a little fickle. And, implying that he wasn't going to be around for very long. And he said, oh, that's okay. I'm going to be around. So you're going to see me again. And it's been 20 years almost. So he was right. And I am fickle, but I wasn't fickle about him. He's my honey. Let's see. What direction do you see me heading in? That's an interesting one. What direction you see him heading in? Oh, what direction do you see yourself heading in? What direction do you see me heading in? All right, so that's better questions, right? Not necessarily like negative. This deck is the And Healing edition. They have several editions. I think they have a parent and child one. I've got the long-term relationship one. There's lots of them. And it's from theskindeep.com. Theskindeep.com. So several people in the group have gotten it. It's an excellent game to play. Gives you something to ask other than negative questions. The trauma wants you to ask a whole bunch of negative stuff. You can get out of that habit by choosing questions that are more positive, and then you're feeding that need for information in your brain, but you're feeding it with good stuff instead of bad stuff. All right. I think it's like $25 on the site, but this entire box is filled up with cards. It's a thick deck. You got plenty. I've been doing this for like a year now, going through the deck. I just got to the end of the deck, putting like 2 or 3 cards out here every week. So yeah, it's a ton of questions. It's worth the $25, I think. All right, let's see. I think it's still 25. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I think it's still that. So yes, that's a perfect word, friends by default. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like you get the family you got by default, and you get the family that you get to choose. And then you got the friends you have by default, like due to circumstances, and then you get like the friends that you really get to choose. I'm all about choosing those friends and family that are best for you, that are loving and considerate and just love you as you are, and try and always be there for you. I like those people. So, the people that you automatically got, the people that you got by default, don't necessarily always be the best people for you. So, you just got to watch out for that. He said, do you recommend how many cards to ask your mate and how often, because I want to buy them? It's a game. It has rules. It says, sit facing one another with a comfortable distance between you. Choose an equal number of random cards from the deck. So, like Uno, like 5, 3, 7. It said, take 30 seconds to relax and look at one another, and then alternate answering all the questions. And then there's a star on that. It says, every question must be asked, but you do not have to answer the question. To earn the right to remain silent, you must look at the person in the eye for 10 seconds before saying pass. These questions create a space for meaningful conversations, are an opportunity to learn through vulnerability, and most importantly, are a fun way to deepen the connections in your life. That's what it says. So it's got instructions to it. So, it doesn't have to be like a ton of cards. You can do like 3 and just sit down for like 20-minute session and just answer stuff and talk to each other. All right. Let's see. All right. So that's all the stuff automatically you can do for yourself. You do not have to wait for anybody. You do not have to try and get your mate to participate. Those are things that you can do to make yourself feel better as you're dealing with this trauma. Okay. All right. So now we got questions. If you got questions, let me know. I didn't get to say to everybody that there were great questions, but of course, always great questions in the group. If you have a question for me, let me know. Tell me what your questions are, and I will answer everybody's questions as they come, okay? All right. Let me open that. I don't know why it does that. There we go. Like most relevant. It's only 2 up there. Why is one more relevant than the other? All right. So lots of questions. Good stuff. All right. So let's see. Let's start with Christina, because you're here. Christina, hey. All right. Christina said, I'm having a really hard time accepting and forgiving. The pain is unreal and I just can't seem to pull myself up. I want to repair my relationship, but the amount of disrespect and hurt that I feel is overwhelming. It has been 3 weeks since everything came to the light, and I know that it's a short time, but I was wondering if you have any helpful tips that you can at least direct me in the right path to heal and forgive. Ooh, Christina, girl, you are not by yourself. Give likes, raise your hand if you have felt like Christina has felt. You have been there at 3 weeks. Give some likes to her. Let her know that she is not by herself. That is completely common. And I will tell you about the phases, all right? The phases of healing, right? You're in that first one. You're in the devastation phase, okay? You're just devastated, and that's okay. You feel boneless. You have just collapsed into a pile on the floor, and you just can't quite get it together. It's all overwhelming, and it's only been 3 weeks. It takes time to be accepting and forgiving. It's a process. So you're only 3 weeks in. All right. I see the hearts coming and likes and coming. So you are not by yourself, Christina. You are not. You want to repair the relationship, so you already know what your goal is. That is an excellent thing, but at this moment, you're just trying to get from the devastation phase to the next phase, which is regulation. Regulation is regulating your emotions, gathering them up. When you fell into this pile on the floor, all your emotions scattered all over the floor like marbles, all right? You got to take a minute and collect those marbles. Now that you're actually able to stand up, now that you're able to get up off the floor, now you got to start sweeping them in, start getting those emotions, collecting them, corralling them back to you, okay? That's where you are right this second. Is you were in that devastation phase just trying to stand up. And that is exactly where tons of people have been. We have all been there. Do not feel like you are alone on that. That's what you need to be going for. Just trying to collect your emotions. Right now, they are overwhelming to you and they make you do things. They make you lash out. They make you do things that you wouldn't ordinarily have done. But because you're hurting, it seems reasonable. It seems logical. Okay. That is all you need to work on right now. It's just making sure that you don't lash out in your devastated state. Lashing out with that pain is just going to dig you deeper into the pain. It's going to make everything harder as far as getting back together. You will say and do things that you don't mean that will not serve you as far as healing. So that's the first thing. It's just trying to get control of what you say and what you do right now. Just slowly starting to gather yourself up, getting up off the floor. Now, there's other phases to that too. There's 3 more. Once you get through regulation, you go into recreation with your honey. You're trying to figure out how this relationship goes right now. It's kind of, all right, what pieces do we bring from the last part of our relationship? What things do we leave behind? What things do we need to have happen now so that we can feel close and we can feel safe and understanding of one another? What do we need right now? Then there's a celebration phase, which is we did it. We made it through. We got this. I knew we could do it. We are at that point. That's when you have your celebrations. That's when you renew your vows or you get married or, you start to wear your rings again. All of those types of things when you're celebrating or getting new rings. How about that? I want you to start wearing your ring now, but getting like new rings. The excitement of just, okay, we've made it. We are going to close this chapter with a big blowout, with a big celebration. Lots of good stuff is going to happen because we have made it through this. And then there is the last phase, which is inspiration. I want you to be an inspiration to somebody else. I want you to be able to tell this story without crying, without it making you hurt. Like I can tell my stories now without it hurting me at all. It used to hurt right here and I could barely get the words out. But now I can tell all of the stories of all of the cheating without feeling any of that in my chest. And I do it because I want you all to know that I've been through all sorts of scenarios with this person and we came out the other side. He is good. It was 4 years of hell, but it's been 15 years since then that he has been doing what he is supposed to do. He has been at the top of his game, increasing his game every single solitary year. So that's how it's kind of spread out, Christina. That's an overview about like what the phases are that you're going to be going through. But right now, just take care of yourself. Do simple stuff. Do your breathing. Do your journaling. Drink water. Okay, this is one of those types of things that gets you so stressed out that your digestive tract stops moving. All right, you got to continue to make it move and give yourself a little bit of food and a little bit of water. Take care of yourself with some comfort food. Give yourself the things that make you feel good. All right, get sleep. Make sure that you're able to sleep. Get a whole sleep routine if you need to so that you can get in bed at night and actually go to sleep and sleep without nightmares. That is all that you really need to be worried about right now. Don't try and talk to him. Don't try and you already know what's going to happen. You're going to be okay. You're going to be better. If you want to start to try and do some of the routine things that you did in the relationship, okay, that'd be great. But if you are just still devastated and you are just still in a puddle on the floor, that's okay. Just do the very simple things, the very basic things of taking care of yourself, and then you try and stand up. All right. Does that make sense? Let me know, Christina. Let me know if I'm crazy or not. I always tell people, let me know. Because I might be crazy. It's altogether possible. I'm telling you all types of stuff that most people are not going to tell you. So, I might sound a little crazy, but this stuff works. All right. Lori, thank you for telling that. Hugs to her. It's going to be okay. Promise you're not alone. You are not. That is exactly how everybody feels. You just in a puddle. You know what I mean? Let's see. Okay, I think I answered about that. All right. Then, let's see. Come back over here to Felicia. I see you said some things. So, but what if they pass? We really want to know the answer. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to abide by the rules of the game, okay? Maybe it'll come up again. Maybe they just can't think of anything in the moment, and trying to put them on the spot is not going to help that. If they're like, I don't know, and you're like, but you got to answer, then they're just not going to want to play the game with you anymore. So no, you got to let it go. All right. He says, so then we'd be like, is he or she hiding something? See, that's the thing. It's not supposed to be about whether you're hiding something or not. You may or just may not have an answer. See, you automatically went to the negative. See, that's the difference between healed and not healed. You automatically think, oh, he's hiding something. He doesn't want to answer these questions for me because he's hiding something. But that's not necessarily the case. It may just be he just doesn't have an answer. You're not going to have an answer for every single solitary question. You're not going to have one. And sometimes, if you're the answer that you're thinking of is kind of bitchy, all right, and you're like, I could poke at him right now. You should say pass. Okay, you should skip it. All right. Oh, let's see. Do we accept them if they relapse? Yeah, I did. I pray that he doesn't, but I always wonder for the couples that have been together 50 plus years, how did they make it? I always tell people, I'm like, if they've been married that long, chances are somebody has cheated at some point. If you made it all that time in life and nobody cheated, I mean, y'all are good. Y'all are talented. You really, really, really wanted to be faithful if that was the case. Because that's a hard thing. Be a whole lifetime with somebody and nothing like that ever happened between either one of you. Neither one of you messed up like that. I mean, it's possible to happen, but I mean, most of the time it's not totally realistic. People cheat all the time. All the time. Oh, let's see. Alexandra, you here? I think I saw you. You're over on Instagram, ain't you? Yeah, I think you are. It said, is there really such thing as compartmentalization? Yes, there is. We are very strange creatures and our brains work in very strange ways. And we are capable of putting things into a box in our brain and putting it on a shelf and then stepping away from it and just living the rest of our lives with that thing in the box. It just is a human trait. We are capable of doing it. That's how a lot of people handle trauma. They'll put it in a box and just put it away until it starts to get too loud and then they have to deal with it. But yeah, lots of people do that. He said, because that's what my husband said about his 10 to 15 year fucking horse. Okay. He made it okay. He compartmentalized. Yeah. Because he was like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just doing this for me. This has nothing to do with our relationship. I love you just the same, but I know this would upset you. So I'm going to put this in a shelf and I'm going to put this away. And then I'm going to live my life the way that I actually should be living it, with you, loving you, being with you. Okay. I'm going to live my life like I'm supposed to be, but I still have this little dark secret in the closet. And that's just the thing for me. It doesn't have to have anything to do with you. It's just what's going on with me. It's what I like. It's what makes me feel good about myself, whatever it is, whatever, issue it is that he was trying to solve on that. Yeah. They absolutely can compartmentalize. Yeah, Felicia. That one was a question from Facebook. All right, Alexandra, I hope that yes. The answer is just yes, but yeah, it is one of those things that people are able to do. I found that women, I used to be a relationship coach and I used to work with couples. I used to do like premarital counseling and all that, but I kept finding all of these people that I was talking to, there was a whole bunch of women and they would, they had been cheated on. That was part of the history of their relationship, but they had tried to put it in the box and put it on the shelf and just kind of ignore it, not actually heal from it, but kind of like, well, I'll never forget and I'll never forgive. It's just here forever. And so then it was always there. So that compartment kind of spilled over. It was like, if you keep on trying to push trauma down, it starts to spill out everywhere. So after a while, it's hard to keep it in. That's how you probably end up finding out, because it kind of starts to spill everywhere because it's not the healthiest of coping mechanisms, but it is a very common coping mechanism. All right. You're welcome. All right. If you all have questions, everybody on Facebook, on Instagram, if you got questions, let me know. I'm here for you. I want to answer these questions. These are questions I have the answers to. All right. Let me see. Lourdes, hey, how you doing, girl? Glad you're here. I see your question too. I'm gonna answer your question in a second. You're right on time. It says, Tony says, hi, Tony. We are 2 months past dating and we're working on our marriage and counseling. I've removed my wedding rings and do not want to put them back on because to me they symbolize our lack of trust that has been broken. Any advice for getting to a point of wanting to wear my rings again? Okay, the thing is, Tony, that is exactly what they represented. They represented you all knowingly saying, this is the person I am going to spend my life with. And I know going into this long-term committed relationship that there will be some bad things. The vows say for better or for worse. Okay, you go into it with that intention that when those bad things happen, your relationship is not going to break apart. That's the symbolism of a circle. It is never ending. It is not going to stop just because there's a bump in the road. Just because something bad has happened does not mean that our commitment to one another is going to be broken. All right. Those bad things happening are already told to you when you get married, okay? They tell you that the bad stuff is going to happen, but it's just the fact that people always say, well, cheating, that's just a deal breaker. That's one of those things that I'm just not going to have happen. And so they don't think about the fact that that is one of those for worse things that the vows were already talking about, that you vowed were going to be things that you got through as a couple. When you were in that state, when you were together and you were just so in love, none of that even mattered. You just believed that this relationship was going to stand the test of time. You all were going to get through whatever came at you, and you all were going to have this great relationship forever. Till the two of you, one of you died. It was going to be the two of you forever riding it out. That's why you put your rings back on. That's exactly what they symbolize. They symbolize that state of mind that you were in, where you were so in love and so hopeful that you knew that you could get through this moment. That's what the rings were for. All right, so put them back on. Put your rings back on, okay? They do represent exactly this moment, okay? All right, I hope that makes sense to you. Let me know. Lourdes. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to your questions in just a second. Hold up. Okay, let me see. Christina said, what do you think about the infidelity journals and workbook? We both just started them together. That's great if you can get them to do them, but men are kind of hard to do all that. That's a lot of like communication, a lot of feelings, and a lot of thinking, and they're not great with that. It's not their strong suit. So, you don't worry about his journal. How about that? You just work on yours. You pay attention to the things that are going on in your journal. And when it's referring back to, oh, well, he has to do this, that, or the third, don't skip over that. And just you focus on your part. If that makes sense. Dominique says, does it make sense to start counseling when he's still living with the OW? Yeah, sure. Why not? Why shouldn't you? Okay, Tony, good. Yeah, but why shouldn't you, Dominique? Why shouldn't you go ahead and start? You got to start somewhere. Okay, you got to start where you are. Let's not wait. I mean, what's going to be? You're going to be like, okay, well, yeah, we're going to go to counseling to see if you're going to be with me, but we're going to wait until after you leave her, and then you're coming to stay with me, but I don't know if we're going to be together. Like, that's a lot. To go ahead and work with where you are right this second and go forward. All right? Hope that makes sense. He said, my husband misplaced his ring, but I've been wanting to put mine on. Dominique, do it. Put your ring on. Put your ring on. It is specifically for this time. It is specifically to remind you of the person that you were when you made those vows. You believed that you could come through anything with them. You were ready to spend an entire lifetime. In an entire lifetime, you never thought that something this major would happen. It's bound to happen. It's a whole lifetime. If nothing major ever happened to you in your lifetime, you lived a really boring life, okay? So this is exactly what it's for. It's for this time. Put it back on. All right? That's part of allowing the healing to happen. Be who you are. You're a married woman, right? Be who you are. Don't try and walk around and represent like you're not a married woman, taking this ring off. No, I am a married woman. He might be an idiot. He might have been doing something incredibly stupid, but that doesn't change who I am. That doesn't make me not the wife. Okay? So put your rings back on. Everybody, put your rings back on, doggone it. Rather boring than this crap. Yeah, but then, a lot of the time boring, you don't grow either. And it's not just, your life is not just for you to sit and be comfortable forever. That's not what the purpose is here. You're supposed to grow. You are not supposed to just sit in a rut and be the same forever. You are supposed to have challenges. You are supposed to have stress and anxiety and things that make you sad, because then the things that are good are so much better. Like, if you lived an entire life where everything was just then there's never any awesome. There's never any of that, because you never had anything really bad to show you what awesome really can be. So you start to kind of take it for granted. You know what I mean? So I understand wanting boring after all this has happened, but you are supposed to grow. You are supposed to be learning in this lifetime, and you want to do that. You want to go ahead and go for that, because you never know who you're going to be. I didn't know I was going to be this. This was not what I was planning. I want to be a fiction writer. I wanted to be an author. That's what I wanted to do. Now I am an author, but not even fiction. That wasn't even what I did. So, you never know where you're going to end up for the pain that you are going through. Whatever you are going through right now is preparing you. It is making it so that you are fire tested, hardened, and ready for whatever is going to come your way. Ride it, girl. Go ahead and just accept that, okay, it sucks right now, but I'm going to come out even better than I was before, because pressure makes diamonds, all right? That's where they come from, is harsh pressure beneath the earth being crushed. That's where diamonds come from. So, you can't become the diamond that you're supposed to be if you never have any pressure, all right? Kale, hey, I haven't talked to you in a minute. Hi. So we've been separated for 2 years, and it was hell. Oh, but we are now in a space where we are living back together. Yay! And I have days I know we can be better than we once were, but then I see things that set me off. I'm like, nah, I thought I was over it, and I'm not. I honestly know I'm not. I just want to be over it, because I feel like I'm draining all over again. I'm going into a dark place, and I told him yesterday I feel myself going back there. I honestly don't know what to do. That happens a lot when things are going well. You have improved the situation. You all were apart from each other, and you finally rectified that situation. You got back together. Now your brain is alarming. Now your brain is like, but we were apart from him for a reason. He's going to hurt us. We can't be with him. You got to just tell your brain, hey. I took 2 years to get to this place. I am not stupid. I am not going to sit here and be hurt. Things are going to go well. This is a person that I love, and they love me, and we're going to be all right. So you got to comfort yourself. You got to comfort yourself like this is your inner child screaming and throwing a tantrum. Comfort yourself and tell your brain that what you have planned is not to be hurt. You have the plan to be happy and to be in a healthy relationship and in a better place than you ever were before. That is absolutely possible. It's just that your brain always tells you the negative. It always tells you what could go wrong in the situation, just because things have been going so right. So just remember that your brain is freaking out because things have been going right. Let that just be, oh, hey, that's why I'm freaking out, because stuff is good. Life is good. We are doing well together. Yeah, I'm going to freak out a little bit. All right, let me just remind myself of how far we have come. And this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted us back together. I wanted us loving each other. And yes, I'm going to be a little bit afraid when that starts to happen, because it's a change, and all change is a little bit scary, but it is exactly what I want. This is what I wanted it to be, and I am happy that I'm getting exactly what I want. Does that make sense? I hope. I see the laughing later on. Okay. All right. There we go. Lourdes. Okay. I gave him back my ring and told him to give it back when he decides he wants to be with me. He doesn't even know if he wants to continue our marriage. Oh, he does. He ain't going no damn where. Tell him to give your ring back. Get your ring back. Put your ring back on. Don't make him. He don't get to make this decision. Why does he get to make this decision? So seriously, like, he's not the one that gets to make the decision. He has made bad decisions. He's made poor decisions as far as this relationship is concerned. If you want to be with him, you tell him that's what we're doing, and you go ahead and act like it and get your ring back and go ahead and move forward with the relationship. Don't let him be the reason that, no, he don't get to choose. Girl, please, no. He's not the one, all right? He is not the one that gets to choose that here. You do, all right? All right, so speaking of which, let me go ahead and answer your question. You said, how do you keep up hope? How do you keep hope? I'm the one with all the hope. I have doubts and fears, but I am confident in what I'm capable of overcoming. He has very little hope, is focusing on the negative, and is full of doubt. He doesn't believe in himself. He is working on his mindset, but that takes time. How do I keep the hope and stay positive about us making it through? How do I keep his lack of hope from dragging me down and feeling rejected daily? Well, see, that's the thing. People's feelings don't have to affect you. All right. He can feel however he feels. There are lots of different feelings, but the thing is, just don't unpack and live there. You can feel a little some kind of way, but then you come up and you do better. So don't let his negativity drag you down, just like you don't want your negativity when you feel it to drag him down. You just keep on your path. Your focus is, this is going to work out. This is going to be fine. We are going to heal. We are going to have a better relationship than we ever did before. I know that to be true. So write that down. Do it in your journal. How you want this relationship to look. What do you want to have happen? It's going to heal. You all are going to be close. You're going to be feeling good about things. Like, write down the details of it and then revisit that. When he's starting to drag you into his funk, you come back and revisit those details and keep that vision fresh in your mind, and then behave like the person who is in that vision. Don't let his attitude, his feelings make you behave as if you don't believe in your own vision. You have a vision. You have a very clear vision for what you want it to be. So don't let him convince you that your vision is somehow wrong. All of the vision, all of the direction for the relationship usually comes from us anyway. We are women. We're good at it, all right? We can direct this relationship. We can get things pointed in the right direction. It's what we do. We take care of things, right? So you are perfectly capable of pointing this in the right direction and getting it on track. You just got to keep in mind exactly what you want to have happen, and don't let him distract you from that. All right, that makes sense? Lord, as you let me know. He said, I do believe, okay, he knows I want to be with him, but zero reassurance. Well, see, that's the thing. You don't need to be reassured about what you want. You want to be together. You are sure that is the case. So don't ask for reassurance from that. Always go back to your surety that is what is going to happen. All right. Don't even worry about having reassurance. Outside reassurance is not really going to help you in this situation, especially when you're in a situation where you're not really trusting him, because he can say, oh yeah, everything is going to be great. And then you're going to look at him and be like, I don't believe you. You know what I mean? Like, because you are, trying to rebuild the trust, it's difficult to believe what they have to say, whether it be good or bad. So, just go ahead and stick with, I know what's happening. Let's not put our faith into him and his feelings and his beliefs. He will go the wrong way. We know he will. But if you stay steady on the path, if you are directing the relationship, it's probably going to go the right way. So I do believe, but it's exhausting to be the only one who believes. I mean, he's still there. He ain't gone anywhere. You can say that he doesn't believe, but he's right there just like you are. So, hey, he got to believe a little bit. And you believe that he believes. He loves you. You know that he loves you. You wouldn't be trying to be with him if you didn't think that he loves you. So stick with that. Stick with believing that he loves you, and stick with believing that you can make the right choices in spite of whatever feelings have come up. Either way, on yours or on his. You know what I mean? Mama Kanye said this does make sense. I lose my shit after a few days of good days. It does. Oh God, it's so strong, because your brain is like, you're letting down all the walls. He's gonna get in. He's gonna hurt us. And then you start freaking out, and then you start lashing out because your brain is making that up. But it's made up. It's not real. It didn't actually happen. Nothing is going on any different. You were just having good days. Your brain doesn't like that. Your brain wants you to isolate. Your brain doesn't want you to connect. When you're in that fear state, it wants you to isolate. So you're all by yourself. You can't be hurt by other people if you're by yourself. So it starts to get mad that you are connecting with him and feeling good and letting down those walls. It's like, no, we can't have that. It's not safe. It is not safe. You've got to be afraid. Here's some adrenaline. Here's some fear. Deal with that. So just bring to mind that your brain is working against you when that happens. That's why it's good to journal, so that you can go back and look at the days like beforehand. And you can say, wait. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days maybe that things were good. I was feeling good. Things were all right. And now all of a sudden this has come out of nowhere. Oh, it's my brain. My brain is lying to me. It's the trauma response. Let me get it together. And you sit your brain down like it's a kid and you comfort it and you tell it you do not need it to freak out over good things. Good things are okay to happen. We are going to let those good things happen to us because we deserve good things to happen. We don't need to be isolated. We want to be close to the person that we love, and that is going to make us feel good. It's going to make us feel happy. And just talk to your brain like it's a kid. Tell it what the goal is here. The goal is for us to be together. We're going to be happy. This is the person that makes me feel good. So, it's just a continuous thing of telling your brain which way you want it to go. Your brain will believe you, okay? You can send a message to your brain and tell it to do something, and it will seek that out for you. But the problem with that is if you keep on going with negative things, it's going to seek that out for you too. So the same way that they tell you don't look into the side of the road or into a ditch when you're driving your car, because where you're looking, your brain is like, oh, that must be where we're going. And it starts to, even without your permission, starts to steer your body in that direction. The same thing with people go and scan. People go and scan and are like, don't hit the trees, don't hit the trees, don't hit the trees. They hit the tree because that's what they're thinking about. They're thinking about the tree. So what you have to be doing is constantly thinking about where you do want to go instead of where you don't want to go. Because if you keep thinking about where you don't want to go, that's where you're going to be headed. Right? Sucks, but it's the way our brains work. We're wired up a little funny. Right? Let's see. Lord, this is so difficult to keep my head up, but I hear what you're saying. You have power here. You just exercise that power. Every day and every way you possibly can, you stand up and you believe in what's going to happen between the two of you. You're going to be fine. And the first way that you can do that and stand up for that and show him that that's what the deal is you get your rings back and you put your rings back on. And let him know that that's where my mind is. That's what I'm planning on having happen. We are going to be just fine. That is the direction I'm heading in. See my ring? See, I got the proof on right now. So I say put your ring back on. So give it back. It's not yours. I want it. All right, let's see. Vanessa said, how do you get through the triggers when you're in the middle of having sex or being intimate? I don't want to ruin the mood, but it's hard to continue with the images in my head. It's a very simple fix, but you have to remember it in the moment, because when you're having sex, that blood flow is not really going to your brain. It's going to some other areas of your body. And so it's hard to remember to do this, but a very, very simple thing, breathe. That is the simplest thing you can do when you're having a trigger and you're in the middle of sex. We are there, and then all of a sudden you get this image of, oh, well, what she was in my position and he was here, and then that's stuck in your head. You got to just bring yourself back. All right. It is not the two of them. It is the two of you. You do not worry about people that he had sex with before he met you, because this is the person that you're attracted to. You weren't worried about the people in his past. You wanted to be with him. All right. So you got to be present and be with him. Takes the time to do some deep breathing. Focus on your breath flowing into your body and blowing it back out. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Okay. Pay attention to that, because it's going to bring you back into your body. You're in your head when you're doing that. that. The images are flashing. It's a movie at that point, and you're watching the movie instead of feeling in your body, being there, being present, getting pleasure. You're not there. You're at the movie in your head. So just the act of consciously in the moment, breathing full, expanding your chest, and that has the advantage of making the breasts a little bit more perky, pressed against them a little bit more. Exhale, letting out that extra carbon dioxide. You may have been holding your breath. People do that all the time and don't realize, especially during sex, you get this flash, which is anxiety producing, and it makes you clench up, and you are not really fully breathing anymore. So if you do that and you inhale and exhale and just focus on your breath coming into your body and going out of your body, it fights against those thoughts inside your head. You can't focus on both at the same time. If you are focusing on getting oxygen in and blowing out carbon dioxide, your brain is not sitting there at the movies. All right. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me know. Because it's such a simple thing. I swear, it's such a simple thing, but people forget it in the moment because that blood flow is not going to your brain. It's going other places. And so you don't remember, oh, breathe. That's all I got to do. That is a really good way to have an orgasm too. People clench. You get into the moment, and okay, you get into your head, and you're not thinking about this feels good. You're thinking about, oh, what is he thinking? And how do I feel? And how do I smell? And what is he, you get all into your head. So if you are just focusing on your breath, it brings you back into your body, back into the moment of that intimacy. And then you can feel things better too, because if you increase the oxygen level in your tissues are more sensitive. You can feel things better. So if you're just slowly inhaling, slowly exhaling, you're going to be able to feel him a little bit better, and that's going to distract you from the thoughts inside your head. All right, that makes sense? Let me know. Again, I tell you some crazy stuff sometimes, but that's a pretty simple one. Doing the deep breathing while you're having sex, it cuts off all of that mind movie stuff that you're doing. Angela, I know you're here. It said, what do you tell your teenage kids when other kids are talking about what the husband did at school? Oh boy. Yeah. See, all you can do is just be honest with them at that point. That's all you can do is say, okay, yes, this did happen. It just sucks that, I remember they told everything. They were putting stuff on social media. That just sucks because, that shouldn't even be mentioned, especially where you've got kids who can come back and end up talking to your kids about it. It's just so wrong. But not too much you can do about it at the time because kids are going to be kids. They're going to talk about it. So all you can do is be straight with your kids. Talk to your kids. Okay, yes, this is what happened. And these people, they're wrong for telling it, but you just let them know, okay, hey, that's not my problem. You talk to my parents if you want to say something to me. I don't have anything to do with that. That is what's going on between my parents. I'm sure your parents have cheated on each other at some point in life. Don't worry me with that. There's nothing that I can do about it. Go talk to them if you want to say something. Because that's really all they can do. There's not too much that they can say because it's true. It did happen. But these people shouldn't be on their business like that. But telling a teenager that in school is like the equivalent of trying to make it like, put it on the loudspeaker. So when you're like, oh, no, that's not your business, then it's going to just be, spread even further and wider. So you can just tell them, look, hey, I don't have anything to do with that. That's my parents. Go talk to them and go on about their day. Just keep it pushing because that's all you can really do is just be honest with them. Like, okay, yes, this is the situation. This did happen. Somebody betrayed us and betrayed our confidence and told everybody. And now I'm sorry you're suffering those consequences. But that's going to pass. People in high school, they're going to think of something else to be interested in a day or two. It's going to pass by. Just breathe and let it pass by. Don't get all worked up about it because if you do, then they're going to know that it bothers you and then they're going to keep saying it over and over again. Does that make sense, Angela? It's so little that you can really do, especially when they're out and they're at school and they're going to run into people who are going to say something to them. People are mean. Angela said we've been completely honest with him about what happened, and once it came out on Facebook, we told him it was out there so he could be prepared. Yeah, because that's really all you can do, and it sucks that they did that and put it all on Facebook. I'm disgusted by that because I'm like, oh, that wasn't even your business to tell. Why did you feel like you needed to post that to Facebook just because you wanted to be a dick? Anyway. Either way, you just get him prepared for it and tell him that he can come and talk to the two of you about it at any time. But mom and dad, we're going to be fine. Bad things happen sometimes, but we are a family. We love one another. We're going to forgive one another. We're going to move forward together. And that's what's going to happen. So they can talk about it for a little while, but that's not going to mean anything in the long term of our relationship. Okay? That makes sense? That sucks. I'm sorry they have to go through that. If we had continued to live where we lived, I think, my children would have been more into it than they were. But my daughter was young when this happened, and she was aware. She was knowing what was going on, and she would make them feel bad. She would be like, "You hurt mama's feelings, and you shouldn't be doing this." But as we healed, she went ahead and healed right up because she was always daddy's girl. But, she was disappointed in him for what he was doing. And she was like, you need to do better. I want to see you do the right things. I don't want to see you doing bad stuff anymore. You got to work on that. And so, he had me being disapproving, but it was worse to have her being disapproving. So, he was really trying to make sure that he showed her that he was fixing it. He was doing the right things. All righty. That's all the questions I see. Anybody else? Anybody got anything? Any questions that you wanted to ask? Anything on your mind? We have gone through all of these. I think I've gone through everybody on Facebook. Okay, I answered that about the relapse. All right. He said relapse earlier, Felicia, and it makes me think about my husband. My husband has bipolar disorder, and that's not going away. That's not like something that just gets fixed. It's mental disorder. It's always going to be there, but I deal with the possibility of relapse all the time. I deal with the possibility that he's going to feel bad and I'm going to miss it because sometimes he just feels bad quietly. And, sometimes, now I catch it most of the time before it gets big. But sometimes, his third or fourth step down the wrong path is texting with women. So I know that it's still possible that it could happen again, but he's been doing so well for so long. I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. I have to give him credit for that. He has at this point been better longer than he was really acting a fool. So I have to go ahead and give that to him and appreciate how far we have come so far. But relapse is a possibility. When you're dealing with actual disorders and stuff, relapse is a possibility. Dominique, my daughter was excited to tell her teacher about her new baby sister being born, so I let her. Her teacher was confused. No, she wasn't. She knew exactly what she was saying. I held my head high and confirmed the birth. I didn't let my kids see my pain, but I know the teacher is judging now. I had to let go of others' thoughts and opinions. And the teacher might not be judging. That might just be how you were feeling about it. She's probably seen way worse than that in her years of teaching. She has probably never seen anybody actually just be cool and just be like, okay, yes, that did happen. That is why she's excited, because you gotta just admit to her, okay, yes, this is what's going on, because your kid is excited about the fact that this baby has been born. And, for her, this is just a little sister. That's all that means to her is, I got a baby sister. And it doesn't really mean the same things as it does to you. So you got to just let her go ahead and be excited for, I got a baby sister. I have a sister now out here in the world, and she's a baby and she's cute. She's a kid. You know what I mean? Of course she's going to be excited about that type of stuff, So you just keep your head up. You tell them exactly what's going on. Yes, that is what happened. My husband had a kid just the other day. That is exactly what happened. And yes, my child is excited about it because this is going to be their sister. And that's what's happening in their life. And most teachers, they seem worse. So I don't know how much she would actually be judging you on that. And she's probably not judging you. If she would be judging anybody, she'd be judging her husband. All right, Ashley, new here, and I missed the beginning. Can I ask any questions or feedback? Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. Come on with it, Ashley. Let me know what you want to know. I can't answer every single question in the Facebook group because it's so many, and I would be doing that all day long. And I do have a job still, but when I'm here on Thursday night, if I'm still here, I'm answering questions. I am here. You see my face. I will answer any question you got. Come on with it. Let me know. All right. Give you a second to type that. All right. Just go back to the beginning and remind everybody again, everybody, if you missed it at the beginning, the full moon is coming. It's in 2 days. Okay. You may feel a little sensitive. Things might have been going well, but all of a sudden you're feeling a little prickly the last day or two as it's leading into the full moon. I am sorry. People will say that it's a little woo-woo, and I don't believe in the moon affecting me, but I was a nurse for 20 years. I'm telling you that the moon affects people, okay? It just does, all right? So as that full moon starts to creep in, as it's getting fuller and fuller, you're going to start feeling it. It's going to pull at you. The moon affects all the water on the planet, and we're made up of water. So yeah, it's going to affect us, okay? So just go ahead and run with it. Accept that, okay, it's making you feel a little stronger than you normally would be feeling, but it will pass. It will go away. Make sure you're getting lots of rest for yourself. Drink water. That's going to help with that. And just recognize that the moon is messing with you, okay? It will mess with you. Ashley, you got it? Come on, Ashley, give me a question. Anybody else too? Let me know. You post questions up here, I will answer you. Whatever is going on that you want me to explain to you. Things are going tough. Like, what do I need to do? Give it to me and I will help you out. Oh, and also, let me just remind you, at the very beginning, I posted the link to get on a call with me. If you want to talk to me, if you want to link up with me, if you think you might want to get into one of my programs and you want some help to corral these emotions, get through this hard part, and get to a better place, I'm there for you, okay? I right now, matter of fact, I'll put it in the what you call it again? And okay, yeah, it's over here. It should show up on YouTube too, but all right, showing up on YouTube, showing up on the I can't click and put it onto what you call it, but I'll put it in my link tree on Instagram. I'll put the link. It's a Calendly link. All you got to do is click on the link and pick a date and time, and we can talk. All right. I cleared out some space on my calendar so that you can come and chat with me and can see if you want to work with me. If I'm the coach for you, I would love to work with you. Absolutely. Right now, the 2 programs that you can get into right now, it is the Recovery and Reconciliation membership subscription. That one is monthly, okay? It's $77 a month. But what it is 4 meetings every single week. We are talking. We are there. I am there. Even if people aren't there, I will still, give a little bit of a talk sometimes on the days that I'm supposed to talk. But if it's just one of our sip and chat weeks, I'm there. So even if if you don't come to every meeting, but you come to one and you just sit and talk with me, you can just sit and talk with me sometimes all by yourself. Sometimes there's nobody else in the meeting. Sometimes it happens like that. So you can get one-on-ones with me just through coming to the meeting for the Recovery and Reconciliation membership. So come chat with me every single week. It's like the first week is talking about the dreams formula, whatever it is we're doing for that month. Then the second week is a sip and chat. The third week is mindset. And then the fourth week is another sip and chat. We chill, we talk, tell me about your life, figure out what's going on, give you plans, find out how the plans worked from the last time. It's an excellent group of women, and they are all, at this point, all the women in that group have been healing. They've gotten pretty regulated, all right? So they can tell you a little bit better about regulating your feelings. They are at that point where, okay, they've gotten pretty good at it now. They have gotten some experience with it, and they are moved on to recreating the relationship. Some people are already in the celebration phase. Like Diamond got married. Now it's 2 months ago. Goodness. But yeah, she got married to the man that cheated like 2 months ago, and they're super happy right now. Okay, so you got women on all those different phases, but they're a little bit beyond you, and they're going to help you, and we can talk all together and feel good. All right. And then there's my text support program. That's my other program. Text support is just texting me. I will send you emails every day. I'll send you an email with your daily affirmation and a journal prompt. So something from me. That can be 45 days, 60 days, or 90 days. But every day you'll be getting something from me to say, okay, yes, here, this is what you work on today. But you can just text me anytime, pretty much day or night. I do sleep at night for a little while, 6 hours at night. Usually, but if you text me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I happen to wake up at 4, I'm going to respond to you. Okay. So it's an excellent program just to be able to have somebody there with you to help you with the regulation of those emotions. When those emotions are starting to stir up on you, I can give you a different perspective, help calm it back down. All right. Let's see. Christina, you said it's a good idea to just try and start over by acting like it's a beginning again. We're starting over by get to know the people we are now. The thing is, he probably hasn't changed that much. That's the whole thing. He was still capable of doing this messed up thing. He probably hasn't changed very much. Your brain is telling you that he has to be completely different than who you thought he was, because how could he have done this if he was who you thought he was? But we're all people. We're all capable. We're all capable of doing the wrong things at all times. So we're not new people. We are just people who have a new experience to add to our experiences. So we need to just work with who we are and expect that this person is going to be the same person that you loved, but now we have this issue to deal with. Now we got to clear that out. But yeah, just starting over and just going ahead and saying, okay, I'm willing to forgive you. We're going to move past this. We're going to go forward. We're not going to get stuck in this. We're not going to keep on talking about it every single solitary day. Yes, absolutely. That does work. People say that that's sweeping it under the rug. But the problem with that is, it is actually a good thing for you to do. When you are all emotional, when you are having a hard time regulating your emotions, sometimes you just got to let it go for a little while, getting control of your emotions first. And then you can come back and revisit. Then you can come back and deal with the healing things about trying to be in a relationship and working things out again, because you've had a little bit of time where you took off and you stopped talking about it and you just lived your lives together for a little while and showed yourself, okay, this is still the same person. This is still exactly the person that I was with. This is still exactly where I wanted to be. Okay, it's okay. So then you can start dealing with it from a more stable place. Does that make sense to you, Christina? All right. Because you're going to grow to be somebody else. But right now, you're still in the growth of that person. You haven't quite gotten there yet. And it's just about accepting each other as who you are in the moment. You know, you are going to get to the point where you have grown so much and you have healed and you are in a totally different place. And it's going to be, oh, then we can get to know one another again, because now I get to see you as the person that you have healed into. All right. Good. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Good, good, good. Ashley said, I feel like since learning about the affair, I've lost myself. I've done quite a bit of healing and have had the last couple of days to myself, and I realized that I have just adapted to all his hobbies. I'm afraid to be myself. I've become insecure thinking about the AP's personality. I don't know how to get past the intrusive ruminating thoughts. Well, what is it about her personality? Why is her personality special? She's just a person. We're all individuals. We all have our own personalities. We all have our own stuff going on. So don't try and compare yourself with anybody else. You don't need to do that. You just be who you want to be. But this is a good point. All right. If we're at this point where you have been all wrapped up in him for so long that you're just doing his hobbies and you're not really doing things for yourself, you need to do that. Okay. I will never tell you not to do for yourself. I want you to have a life. All right. You need friends. You need your own interests. You need things that you want to do outside of dealing with him, outside of dealing with the relationship. So invest in that. Work on that right now. Work on what hobbies would you like to do that maybe he's not interested in at all. And that's fine. That's all right if he's not interested. You need things that you can do separately that later on you can come back and be like, hey, let me tell you about this, that, and the third that I did because you weren't there. And this is something interesting that I get to talk to you about. So then you're an interesting person again, instead of always doing exactly the same stuff that he is doing. And you have friends and you have people that are interesting that make you feel like an interesting person. And then you can come home and talk about that too. So, you need to start working on your life. You need to get back your life. You need to focus on who you want to be, the things that you want to have involved in your life. If you want to start crocheting, if you want to start doing ceramics, if you want to start racing motorcycles, whatever, I don't care what it is, but go and do the things that make you feel like you're a whole person. This relationship is not all of you, okay? It is not your whole entire life. You should not sit here and let it be your entire life. You have things that are going to be just for you, and you should have those things, all right? He described as his cheerleader. He said agree. And motorcycle. Yeah, if you want to go ride a motorcycle if you want to. I won't let my husband, but... Lourdes, she said, what happens if you grow and learn and he doesn't? Well, see, the whole thing is, Lourdes, when you change the things around you. He's not going to be able to help it, all right? When you change, if you're in close proximity to something, your change affects their change. It's physics, okay? So if you're in close proximity to him, he's always with you and you are working on your own thing. You are getting to a good place in your life. He is going to see that and he's going to want to keep up. He's not going to want to be left behind. He's going to see you doing good stuff. And he's like, hey, wait for me. I want to do good stuff too. All right? So don't worry about if he doesn't change, because the thing is, if you do, then you're going to affect that change all around you. You don't just exist in a vacuum. If you are doing things, if you are reaching for your best life, you are going to be inspiring that in the people around you. So don't worry too much about that. You just focus on getting that life. You get that life that you want going, and then he's going to want to keep up with you. He's not going to want to be left behind. Don't nobody want to be left behind, especially by somebody they love. But if he sees you and you're working on your own healing and you are just progressing, you are moving forward, you are doing new things, you are getting interest, he is going to look at you and he's going to be like, oh, okay, yeah. All right, that I love her. That's exactly the woman I fell in love with. She was a go-getter. She was doing her thing, and oh wait, I'm being left in the dust. I need to go catch up with her. All right, so you'll recognize it. You said, I'm trying to lead by example, but I think it's different because we are long distance. It doesn't really make too much of a difference, though. It really doesn't. If you are there, okay. First of all, a little 180 will help. The 180 in the group, it's more pulling back and taking some of that attention off of him and putting it on yourself. You're long distance right now. There is not too much you can do about changing him at the moment. You can only work on yourself. You can't even really affect him too much right now because you're a little bit long distance, but you can affect him in some ways. So text, morning and night. Like I said, let him call, let him text in between. Don't ask a whole lot of questions when you're texting him. Just give him a little information, give some love, tell him, love you, I hope you have a great day, and move on with the texts. And don't get all wrapped up in trying to fix the relationship and make it be better. Just lean back a little bit. Just go ahead and lean back, relax yourself, and trust that the relationship is going to be okay in time. Work on your own stuff, and then when you link back up together, you've worked on your own stuff. So your stuff isn't in the way of the two of you being happy now. His stuff will be in the way, and he'll be like, oh, let me get my stuff out of the way because she got her stuff out of the way. Let me work on mine. All right? Does that make sense? He said, I'm trying to do a modified 180. I did okay this week. Good. I know that you want to keep on reaching out to him. You want to make sure that he knows that you care about him and that you love him. He knows that, but a little bit of time separate is fine too. Give him a little bit of issues. Give him a little bit of time to deal with his issues. You get a little bit of time to deal with yours. Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Said, how do I get over the fear of him cheating again? It has consumed me. The fear, I mean. Oh, yes, absolutely. That is definitely part of it. Give her some likes, give her some love. If you have been through that, if you know that that's exactly what happens, you get all consumed by the fear. That is happening because this is a trauma, and trauma affects all our brains the same way. It makes us afraid. The fear is to make us pull back and be isolated, because if we're isolated, then other people can't hurt us. That's what the logic is in your brain. But the problem with that is it's just not true, because if you're all by yourself and you're feeling lonely, you're going to be hurting too. So we've got to recognize that our brain is trying to help us. All right. Give your brain a little bit of credit. When your brain is pumping that fear into you, say, hey, I understand that you're afraid. You have good reason to be afraid. However, that fear is impeding me. It's making it so it's harder for me to live my life. And I want to be happy. I want to be with the person that I want to be with. So we're going to have to tone that down a little bit. I'm not going to keep on listening to this fear. I am going to think about good things, and I'm going to picture good things happening in our relationship. And that is the picture. That is the message that I'm going to be sending to my brain. And you're going to have to believe me. All right. And your brain will believe what you tell it on a regular basis. If you're always telling it negative stuff, it's going to believe the negative. If you're always telling it positive stuff, it's going to believe the positive. So just always be reminding yourself, I don't want to be afraid. I am choosing love. I am not choosing fear. That is not where I am right now. Okay. Makes sense? It's just talking to your brain, talking to your inner child, whatever you want to call it. You are not your brain. Your brain is an independent organ, and it does things all by itself that have nothing to do with what you want in life. All right. It will do things automatically. What you got to do is recognize that your brain is not in charge of you. It's not the boss of you. You are the boss. Your conscious mind is the boss here. And what you want is important, and you're going to have it in spite of what your brain is telling you. Okay. Let's see. I'm worried his self-esteem will cause him to shut down and give up and feel like he's not worthy. And my husband talks a lot about being worthy too. Oh yeah, for sure. And they talk about that because, a lot of their worth is wrapped up in, if you can have women and make women happy, if you can sleep with women and they're happy with you, okay, then you're doing well. Or if you have a lot of money, then you're doing well. So if you're unhappy, then he's not succeeding at having sex with a woman who is happy to be with him. So he's always going to feel like he's not worthy when you're miserable. But as you are healing and you're finding him worthy, okay? There's nothing that makes him worthy except for your say so. You say that he is worthy or not. And so if you behave like he is worthy, he's going to start seeing his worth. If you are acting like he's the person that you want to be with, and you're going to work this out no matter what, and you're expecting good things from him, and you're not expecting bad stuff to happen anymore, you're expecting him to do the right thing and stay on the right path, he's going to feel better about himself. His worth is going to come out. Lord, as he says he's scared, he can't be the man I need him to be, which I know he can be. Everybody's scared of failing. Everybody is. And just tell him that. Everybody's scared of failing. Everybody's scared of not being the best that they can be, but just do it. It's just a matter of acting on being that man on a regular basis. If you feel like you are not doing it, fix it. Correct yourself. Do better. That's all you have to do. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you for consideration and really trying to do it the way you know you're supposed to do it. All right. So just tell him you ain't got to be perfect right from the get-go. Just give me the love that I need when I'm asking for it. Give me what I need from you, and be willing to do that. And I'll be willing to give that to you too. And we will work this out. It doesn't have to be that drastic. Oh, I can never be the man you want me to be. They get so dramatic. They call us dramatic, but they are super dramatic with that. Okay. But that's the way a lot of them feel. They feel like they just can't be the man that they're supposed to be. And they've got a lot of issues with that. They do. Most men have some issues with feeling like they're not going to be the man. They're not going to be as good as they possibly could be. But all it takes is practice. Practice. Try. That's all you got to do. That's all I'm asking you for. I'm not asking you for perfection. I am asking you for effort. That's all I'm asking you for. Jessica, I'm sure going to try. Thank you. Good. I hope that works out for you. I hope you're feeling good. All righty. I don't see any other questions. Anything else? Anything else going on you want to talk about? You want me to mention? You know I love talking to y'all. And now you got the link. I opened up my calendar again. Now it's a limited amount of spots, so I'm saying get on there. If you're trying to talk to me, you might want to go ahead and open up that link and go to it. I'm going to put that on my Instagram in my link tree as soon as I get off of here. But yeah, definitely, if you want to talk to me, come talk to me. Okay, I love talking to you. I absolutely love doing Zoom meetings with people. Oh, and that reminds me, if I did talk to you today, I have not finished all my emails for today, but I will send you out email. My IG is the same. It's always Love Coach Dasha. It is everywhere. Love Coach Dasha. Everywhere there is some social media. I love Coach Dasha. I think I'm Love Coach Dasha on LinkedIn. I don't even go on LinkedIn, but I think I am. And then I'm on Instagram as Love Coach Dasha, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But I haven't used Twitter in years. But yeah, Love Coach Dasha everywhere. All right. But yeah, definitely, if you want to talk, if you got something going on, you're feeling like you just need a little bit of guidance, we'll talk for about 45 minutes. And a lot of the time by the end of that session, you'll have a plan. You'll have things that you are going to need to do coming up immediately. So, even if you don't actually work with me, even if you don't choose one of my programs, I will still give you a plan. I will still have you have things that you can start doing immediately to start to change the situation around if you just listen. All right, I guess that's it for the questions. Let me go ahead and give you an affirmation for the day. I'm just a shuffling. All right, let's see. Today, I will not give in. Today, I will not allow negative thoughts or feelings to prevent me from achieving happiness. Woo! Today, I will not give in. Today, I will not allow negative thoughts or feelings to prevent me from achieving happiness. Look at that. Weren't we just talking about that? These are some good cards. I swear, they knew exactly what I'm talking about every time. Today, I will not give in. Today, I will not allow negative thoughts or feelings to prevent me from achieving happiness. All right. You can do that. You can just make that choice. All right. The negative thoughts, yeah, they're there, but they do not have to run you. They do not have to be what you listen to. You can make up in your mind what you want your life to be like and actually go in that direction. Okay. So I think that may be about it for today. Much love to you too, Ashley. Thank you so much. If you're watching now, if you're watching on the replay, make sure that you give me likes and love. But I will be back again next week, Thursday, the 15th of September, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Healing Hour Live. Come and join me and stroll down the healing path with me again next week, okay? All righty, y'all. That's about it. That's all I got for you, all right? Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, don't do what the fear tells you to do this week, and get your big picture in order about what your life is going to be when you are happily healed and loving, all right? All right, y'all. Bye.